Thank you very much, Mike Carlucci. Welcome, everybody. Wally George is here, your fearless leader, as we tell it the way it really is. Every night, Monday through Friday, we're here at 11:30. Saturday night, we're on the late shift with our hot seat show. So be with us. Forget about Letterman, forget about Leno. Be with Wally and be a better American. Well, I hate to have to tell you this folks, but the word is out that if we go to war with Iraq, we could really be in real trouble, because the oil could dry up and we could be facing massive gasoline price hikes and shortages. Do you remember the time years and years ago when we had these long lines of cars waiting to get into gas stations? Do you remember that, Jerry?
Sure.
How long ago was that?
Hold on.
15 years ago?
At least.
What was that for? Was that for some war?
I don't think anybody ever really knew. I thought it was manipulation.
Well, anyway, we had these long lines, and you had to, you know, all the way around the block. Well, that may be coming back. And gas prices, hold on to your seats, folks. Gas prices could go as high as $4 a gallon. Can you handle that? Right now, I believe I get plus, and so I'm paying $1.69 a gallon. So that's another reason why George W. Bush has been saying we've got to drill here in our own country. He's been talking about Alaska, and these environmentalists are screaming and hollering, "Oh my gosh, we can't do drilling in Alaska, in this country, we can't do that, it's terrible, oh, you." So you'd rather depend on foreign oil, and if a war comes along, you don't have any gas, you got to pay $4 for a gallon of gas, and you got to wait in line for 3 hours or something, and then they run out just as they come to you, right? I've been saying this for years, and so has George W. Bush. We have got to drill in this country. And there's massive oil in Alaska. North to Alaska. Wasn't that an Elvis Presley song? Anyway, that's what we got to do. George Bush is right, and the Democrats keep screaming at him, and the environmentalists keep screaming at him, and he's right. We have to stop depending on foreign countries for our oil. We got to have it right. We got plenty of it right here. We just have to drill for it. But we might have oil spills. Oh, we might kill a few ducks or pigeons or something. Oh, it's awful. Listen, we got to take care of ourselves. Can you imagine? Everything George Bush suggests, the Democrats say, "Oh, no," they start whining and crying. Now, I should have done this a long time ago, but I didn't get around to it, much to my dismay. I want to say a final goodbye to a man I knew quite well over the years, a wonderful actor, Oscar winner James Coburn. Did you know James Coburn passed on?
No, I didn't. I remember his movies.
He was 74 years old. Oscar winner James Coburn, who played tough guy roles in such films as Our Man Flint and The Magnificent Seven, has died. And it makes you stop and think. When I think, gee, I'll be 49 in a couple of weeks. But it makes you stop and think that, you know, life is very, very fragile. And James Coburn, his wife said, didn't have any kind of heart trouble. He just had a physical not long ago, and he was in good health, did not have any heart problems. And he and his wife were sitting in their front room listening to music, when all of a sudden he just died. And they were just sitting there listening to beautiful music. So we will miss James Coburn, a fine actor and a gentleman, great guy. Time for more? Sure we do.
You got a couple minutes more.
Well, you know, the Democratic Party has always thought that they had the Hispanic vote locked up, because they would go around to all the all the Latin neighborhoods in America, and they would say, oh, you got to vote Democratic because we're going to take care of you. The Republicans are going to raise your taxes, and oh, things will be terrible if you... And they would convince Hispanic voters to vote for the Democratic Party because they were the ones who were taking care of them. So in other words, the Democrats would pat them on the head and say, vote for us and you're going to be okay. Vote for the Republicans, oh, terrible things are going to happen. Well, evidently, the Hispanics aren't going for that blarney anymore. The GOP, the Republican Party, drew large blocks of Hispanic voters in the last election in New York and in Florida. Democrats held the support of majorities of Hispanic voters in many races west of the Mississippi, but Republicans demonstrated in New York and Florida that they can attract Hispanics if they work hard and have the right candidate. And they voted overwhelmingly for Jeb Bush, and they are the ones who helped overwhelmingly to re-elect Jeb, the Hispanics in Florida. So there. No longer do the Democrats have a stranglehold on the Democratic votes. They're leaning more and more to the Republicans, and they're supporting more and more our great president, George W. Bush. Terrific. Okay, we're going to take a little break now. Jeff Bingham has picked out some terrific moments from the past 20 years of our Hot Seat show. So stay with us, and we'll be right back with Hot Seat. Stay where you are.